guys? This is East Coast Sportscast, back with podcast number 3. I am Sean Roycroft. And
this is Curtis Weber here. We got a good weekend of sports that we got to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. Huge weekend.
Great weekend. We definitely underplayed the fact that this was like the biggest weekend of sports in like a year.
Yeah.
Ever since COVID, we just haven't had this much sports in one weekend.
A lot of action.
It was almost too much to keep up with. I missed out on a bunch of stuff on the podcast on Friday.
Yeah.
Like, we missed out completely on golf. Tiger Woods and his son just tearing it up.
I mean, that would have been
Just
crazy to talk
tearing it
about.
up.
There's just so much to talk about, though.
Yeah. Well, anyways, other stuff we got going on today, college football, NFL. We're going to go over those pick'ems that we had on the last podcast.
We got NHL to talk about, too, how the season's going to play out. Totally different than, obviously, other seasons. We got 56 games. That's crazy. All right, we'll get into that later. But
And we got a caller on the line for some NFL talk later.
We do have a caller on the line in a little bit.
But anyways, let's get right into college football since that was on Saturday.
Yep.
I'll get into the pick'em first. We just had a few games that we were picking. So first, Alabama versus Florida. Me and Sean both picked Alabama, obviously.
Yeah, and we didn't take the spread for Alabama just because, like, the spread was...
Good thing we didn't.
Yeah, the spread was what, like, plus
17
and a half?
Plus 17 and a half. Florida came out, played a great game.
Florida
kept it close.
Stuck in it the whole time. I mean, I think Alabama was going to win the game, the whole way out, but Florida stuck around. I mean...
I was hoping Trask would come out and be the hero of the game and put up some points at the end. That would have been fun.
I would have loved to see Florida win that game.
I know. I just hate seeing Alabama win every single game all the time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not against Alabama. They're obviously a great team. There's like people they get shamed for no reason. They just get shamed for just being good.
Yeah. Next game, Clemson and Notre Dame. Sean had Clemson. I had Notre Dame.
We had Notre Dame.
I was definitely wrong.
Yeah, we had Notre Dame on the spread though, just because we didn't think Notre Dame was
should have been a close game.
Yeah, it should have been a closer game. We didn't think Notre Dame was going to come out and play this bad.
Pretty much
Notre Dame, they played decent on defense, but when it came out to offense, they had nothing going for them the entire game, and it was just kind of a boring game, honestly.
Exactly.
It was a really boring game.
Next game, Ohio State and Northwestern. Both had Ohio. Good pick.
We had Northwestern on the
champions.
spread though. We both got that spread because we thought there was just no way that Northwestern was going to lose by more than 18.5 points. And so we got that spread correct, and we also picked Ohio State for the win. So that was good. That was good for us.
Good one. And then Iowa State versus Oklahoma. We both had Iowa State, and they actually came out and lost, which was surprising to me
because they're at home.
At home, the higher rank.
They had fans too.
Yeah, it just seemed like. Everything made more sense. Yeah, it seemed like everything was in their favor to win that game. Oklahoma came out, played a great game. Can't take anything away from them.
Yeah,
great game. We both took Iowa, so that puts me at 2-2 for the college football pick'em, and Sean, the winner, at 3-1.
Yeah,
congratulations, Sean.
Thank you.
And then we can hop right into NFL. Before we get the caller on the line, we can just go through our pick'em real quick. Starting off on Thursday, Chargers versus Raiders. We both had the Chargers, and that was clearly a win.
Yep.
Bills versus the Broncos. We both had the Bills. Another win for us.
Clear blowout.
Packers and Panthers. Both had the Packers. Another win.
Yep.
Bucks and Falcons was the first kind of split decision that we had.
I had the Falcons. He had the Bucks. I mean,
Falcons was a good pick. I actually had them in a different pick'em.
Yeah, I think
just didn't work out.
I think the Falcons should have won this game, but
Matt
Ryan can't close.
Being Matt Ryan against Tom Brady.
He can't close out Tom Brady, man.
I saw a picture that made me laugh so hard.
Oh yeah, the one on Barstool.
Yeah. Bucks were losing 7-24.
Shout out Barstool. We got a good amount of ideas from Barstool. Obviously, great show there.
Yeah, Bucks were down 27. Oh no, I'm sorry, 24-7.
Yeah.
And Brady once again just embarrassing Matt Ryan. Comes back and wins it. Too funny, honestly.
Aside from that, now we got what?
Tennessee and Detroit. Yeah. We both had Tennessee, which is another win.
Yeah,
the 49ers and Dallas. I think we both had 49ers, which was a loss for both of us.
Yeah.
Dallas, a little bit of a shocker to me. I'm surprised Dalton came out and put up a good game against.
Man.
He put up a good game against 49ers. They got a good defense.
Nick Mullins is a good backup quarterback.
I know,
he comes out and plays strong for them. But
a couple good wins against the Rams. Yeah. Speaking of the Rams, they lost to the Jets.
Yeah, we both lost.
Obviously, we both had the Rams. There's no way you're picking the Jets. in that
Because
game.
we thought the Jets would just be losing out to get the Trevor Lawrence pick, but
it just made sense. But and then the next game was the Colts versus the Texans. We both had the Colts in that game.
Yeah.
Vikings and Bears. I believe you had the Vikings. I had the Bears.
I did have the Vikings.
So that's a win for me. And Washington versus Seattle. You had Washington. I had Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, Washington played a great game, man.
Yeah.
I knew Washington was going to come out and play a strong game at home, so they have a very, very good defense. So I was like, you know what? I mean, Washington wasn't a terrible pick, but
It was a close game.
Yeah,
it really was. But next one, Patriots and Dolphins. I think we both had the Patriots.
We were both Patriots fans. I mean, terrible loss.
It was a bad pick, honestly.
Yeah.
Dolphins at home against the Patriots at the end of the season. The Dolphins win all the time. I think we took the Patriots because Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks. He's just outstanding, but not yesterday.
Just because it was a must-win situation, too.
Yeah.
You thought that Bill Belichick was going to come out with a great game plan. And honestly, it was a good game plan. Just towards the end of the game, it just
didn't execute enough.
Yeah.
Teams just got to step up next year, definitely. And
offense
just have better
has to get better, that's all.
Next game, Ravens and Jaguars. We both have the Ravens.
Obviously.
That's a win. Cardinals versus the Eagles. I believe we both had the Cardinals in that game, which is another win.
The Cardinals, yes.
Chiefs and Saints. I actually had the Saints. You had the Chiefs.
Yep.
Win for you. Browns versus the Giants. We both had the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Smart pick. Whoever's picking Giants still this late in the year, just quit. They're not a good
Browns
team.
are very, very good this year.
Browns are very good.
Imagine if they had Odell, man.
There was a lot of talk of people picking the Giants for that game. Not a chance.
Made no sense. I mean,
McCoy, he's good
Colt McCoy
played
very good, man, for a backup. He played very, very good. I'll give him that. But
Baker's just too hot at the moment.
Baker,
you
can't bet against Baker right now, man. Especially if he's gonna dot up like the Giants' defense especially with one of their best corners out on COVID reserve.
Yeah.
So.
And then there's one game left. Steelers and Bengals. We both picked the Steelers.
I think that's a clear pick, but
probably going to be the Steelers winning that one.
I mean, hey, who knows? But
one game left to play. I'm up by 2 games, so I win the NFL pick'em with. At the moment, is an 11-4 record, which is a pretty good pick'em.
Well, he won anyway, just because we both picked the Steelers. He got the win this week in the NFL pick'em.
True, I forgot about that.
So
Sean was 9-6, which is also good.
Anything above 8 wins is pretty solid.
Exactly. And then, do you want to hop into some NFL? I mean, some NHL stuff real quick?
Or would you rather get the caller on the line?
Yeah, we should get the caller on the line.
We'll do that real quick.
But anyways, going back to that Jets game, really interesting to see the Jets come out and win that game against the Rams. Rams, one of the better defenses in the league. Granted, they have lost a couple pretty soft games where they lost to the 49ers and then also a couple other bad teams. But Rams losing to the Jets, that's definitely a shocker. Jets' first win of the year. And I think it's a 24% chance that they have.
Alrighty, we got the caller on the line now.
Caller on the line, great.
You want to say your name real quick?
Yeah, Darren Katziff, what's up?
What's going on, Darren? We got a couple questions for you for the podcast. So first, we're going to start off with the Pats. Pats missing the playoffs for the first time since 2008. What do you think the next couple games are going to look like? Do you think Cam's going to be playing? Do you think they're going to take a chance on Stidham in the next couple games just to play cleanup? And then what do you think we're looking at for the draft? Do you think they're going to go for a QB or should they try and build around Cam Newton a little bit, get some wide receivers? What do you think?
All right, well, there's 2 ways to look at it. There's the way that's, probably going to happen, and there's the way that, I want, probably all the Pats fans want. To start off, the Bills, don't get me wrong, just like you guys, I fucking love the Pats, but I think the Bills are probably going to beat us.
Totally. Totally.
They got a good team.
They're unbelievable, man.
AFC East. I'm just waiting to see what the spread for that game is going to be.
Exactly. I'm curious as well.
It's going to be, honestly.
Might even sprinkle the Pats just for fun. But, that Bills game is probably going to be pretty shitty. I think we'll beat the Jets. Final game, we'll beat the Jets. But
we got to beat the Jets.
I think that Bill's going to leave Cam in, and
probably right. That's what I was thinking as well.
I think he's going to ride with him.
Yeah, if we start losing to the Bills big time, or we start beating the Jets big time, I think he'll put Stidham in. I'm a huge fan of Stidham. He's super young, but I think he's very, very cool.
I think he's got a solid future.
I think he does too. I like the way he plays. Before we signed Cam Newton and we had Stidham, we all thought Stidham was going to be the quarterback. I knew we weren't going to have a friggin' 16-0 season, but like I wasn't like, I don't know. I could see, like, I'm not saying Cam Newton is like worse. I think Cam Newton is better just because he's been around the league so long.
Yeah.
But
more experience.
I think we should always keep Stidham on the roster. And
I think so too.
If we dumped Cam and picked up some guy in a trade, I would not be upset with having Stidham as a quarterback.
I think it was a very dumb decision throughout the year to have Hoyer on the roster instead of Stidham. I feel that having Stidham on the roster and active, not a healthy scratch, would have been more beneficial for Stidham to come in and just take a few snaps. Because, I mean, do you really expect Hoyer to come in and try and light it up against a team while Cam Newton's out? I think Stidham should have been on the active roster all year, and I think they'll sprinkle him in for the last couple games. I think you're right though. They probably will start Cam. Belichick's a guy who always trying to win every single game, and they still believe that Cam's their best chance to win.
Yeah, I think they're gonna start Cam the last 2 games of the season just to see what he's got left.
So now one more thing as well with the Patriots. Do you think that they're gonna re-sign Cam this year? Or do you think they're gonna part ways with him?
So another thing, there's something I want, and there's something that's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Bill's going to keep him around. Bill likes the way he works.
Yeah.
He's really not that good, to be honest. A little overrated.
Definitely not this
really,
year.
Yeah, definitely not this year. But I do think, like, with that being said, I do think he has a shot to come back.
I don't think Bill's ready to part ways with him yet.
I don't think so either. I mean, I don't know, maybe getting, like, Stidham in the mix and having, like, Cam just, like, be ready. I don't know. I think Cam should stay the starter next year. And, like, I definitely think we should fix our receivers. We really don't
I think we should draft receivers in the draft receivers and tight ends in the draft this year because they're set on running backs.
As well as an offensive line.
Yeah, they need like, a couple offensive linemen.
Couple key pieces on the offensive line. It's going to help out with Harris next year.
They definitely need a first-round wide receiver draft pick, and then hopefully they get a decent tight end in this year's draft.
They need a tight end. All the tight ends that they have are so bad.
Yeah.
I feel that you do give Cam a couple weapons, and they'll probably have like an above 500 season next year. I don't know if he's going to bring it to the Super Bowl or anything, but he'll help you with like developing Stidham, giving him some competition during training camp and throughout the year.
If we do good with trades in the draft, I could easily see like a 9-7 season.
Because I mean,
right? That's what I'm saying. Maybe even 10 wins. I think they could get back to 10, depending on their schedule, of course. If they have a tough schedule next year again, it's going to be tough.
I mean, you can't ride with them. You can't ride with Damiere Byrd as your wide receiver number 1. Like he's a great. he would be a great wide receiver number 3, but to be a wide receiver number 1. Like, in the NFL, it's just, no. He's not
and
a wide receiver.
And then there's N'Keal Harry, who's the biggest bust. Oh, my God.
He's such a bust, man. I mean, give him next year. Maybe it works out. Maybe it doesn't, but it most likely won't. In my opinion, he's a bust already.
Oh, yeah. We've given him too long. He's really not good.
Yeah.
So, Darren, I got another question for you. Not Patriots related. Jets get the first win of the year. They're pretty much going to lose a first-round draft pick now. They got like a 25% chance of getting it. That means Jacksonville's got to win, and Jets are going to have to lose out. Do you think they've been trying to win this whole time after that win with the Rams? Do you think they're going to gamble with Sam Darnold next year and not even think about getting Trevor Lawrence?
I mean, here's the thing. Sam Darnold is not that bad.
That's what I'm saying,
We've
all been saying that. He just needs weapons.
It really is sad to see him on the Jets because if he was on, I don't know, like replace, like put any quarterback on the Jets. Put Kyler Murray on the Jets. The Jets still suck.
They're horrible still, yeah.
And like Sam Darnold, I think, I mean, they definitely screwed themselves with getting themselves out of the first pick. That was very stupid.
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold is very comparable to Josh Allen.
Oh, he's not bad. He's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has the scrambling abilities that Josh Allen has.
No, he does, dude. Like, obviously not as high power as Josh Allen, but Sam Darnold has some speed to him, man.
He's been around. He's good. He had some 50-yard run or something like that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he can run the ball.
And I was like, wow, I did not know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And I think that they, I don't know. I think they have a shot to gamble with him. They definitely need to trade up. They need to do good in the draft.
They need to get a good running back. They need to get a good running back. They need a couple wide receivers. They need a tight end. I mean, they need a whole offense.
Yeah, they need a lot. I think they sign a few guys. They definitely need some offensive line protection for the quarterback, and then I don't know. I feel that they stick with Sam Darnold, and Jacksonville gets Trevor Lawrence, and that'll work out great for them. I'm sure.
Yeah, Jacksonville's rocking with fucking Mike Glennon and
and Gardner Minshew. I mean,
I was expecting more out of Minshew this year, but it just wasn't happening.
I was not, man. I mean, he had his time to shine last year, but
that's it. I thought he was gonna be a little bit better. Not 1-11. What are they? 1-12 right now.
Minshew's a backup quarterback in the NFL, man. He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, he's not that good.
No good. And then what do you got tonight? I'm gonna give you two choices. You got Steelers minus 17.5, or you got Cincinnati plus 17.5. What do you got?
All right. So obviously the
bad
easy
game.
Bet, everyone wants Steelers minus 17, but you got to think about it this way.
I know.
It is the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
And in college, if you see a 17-point spread, you're like, oh, Clemson by 17, easy.
Yeah,
but,
easy.
When you see something like that in an NFL game, you just gotta remember, these games are it's the NFL. It's the best players in the world playing football. And although I know the Bengals suck, trust me, I know. But and there's no Joe Burrow, they're ass.
Yeah, no, that is a big spread to cover too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the Steelers are barely beating who they play, they got a lot of wins. They're a good team and stuff like that. But the teams that they've played, granted the Bengals are 2-10. But the Steelers are barely beating the Texans, barely beating the Giants. The Broncos.
Yeah, no, you're right.
They don't have any blowout wins. They beat the Ravens, but there was no Lamar. They barely beat the Cowboys. I mean, they shit on the Jaguars, which hopefully you should. But they got beat by the Washington football team. They got beat by the Bills. I definitely think they'll win. They'll definitely win.
Yeah, coming off 2 losses, playing a crappy team, they're going to win.
I don't think they're going to cover that full spread, man. That's two.
I don't think so either.
That's two touchdowns.
I might take Bengals plus 17.
No, that's the smartest thing you could say at all. Is in the NFL, it's a really dumb idea to take double-digit spreads like that.
That's a 3-score game, dude.
That's a 3-score game. 3-score game. Yeah, you're right. Yep, that's tough.
Look at the Rams spread last night.
That's what I'm saying.
They lost.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the NFL. I mean, they're the best players in the world. You just don't know. I mean, and you can't take that big spread. That's a big spread to take.
Exactly.
We're probably not taking anything. We're probably not taking anything before the game, but I'll give you a text live and let you know what we're taking, how we're doing.
Yeah, I know. I gotta figure out what I'm taking too. I'm not sure yet.
Me and Sean was up 650 this week, and I'm up 450 this week.
685 this week.
Big weekend.
I was in dig mode this week. Everyone's got a week they got to dig. I went down.
Yeah, exactly.
I went down on college basketball 40, and I was like, oh, I'll make it back NFL. And I think I finished up 120.
Damn, nice.
See, we don't touch college basketball.
I can't
just
touch
for
basketball.
That reason.
It's so unpredictable. It's
we'll
really tough.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But
last night was the number 14 ranked in the nation. They got fucking killed by Northwestern.
Is that right? Oh, that's
dude,
awesome.
You can't bet on college basketball, dude. It's so risky.
It's so confusing.
It's fun though. Damn, is it really fun?
It's very fun to watch. I like betting the underdog every now and then, but it's so you can't even do research. It's so confusing.
No, I know.
Right?
So Darren, listen to this. So you know how Washington State was up on Utah 28-7 at halftime?
Oh yeah.
So I took that when it was at halftime. So when the score was 28-7 and I saw Utah driving, I took the money line on Utah plus 290. I put down 48 to win 148 or something like that.
It was 125 or something like that.
And then I took that 2 more times, and I won, I think, 290 off that game.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wild.
Dude,
it's a risky bet.
Half of that Utah game, Utah scored 35, 40 points just in the second half.
Dude, it was, oh my gosh, Utah.
The fourth quarter, at the end of the third quarter, I was like, Utah's going to win this game.
Oh, I know.
No doubt.
Yeah, 100%.
It was 28-21. I was like, Washington State has zero momentum.
They couldn't even move the ball.
I know. I didn't have the balls to take. I didn't have the balls to take Utah, but definitely.
I took them before the game, so I just got lucky in that one. It worked out.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, Darren, we're gonna get going with the podcast. Thanks for calling, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on, man. That was huge.
We'll get you sometime next week. Appreciate it.
Later.
All right.
Great talk right there with Darren.
So that's great. So I might have to take Bengals after that. He had a pretty convincing argument. I mean,
dude,
yeah.
There's no way they can cover a 17.5 spread, dude.
Yeah. So anyways, we could jump back into a little bit of NHL.
Yeah, I want to talk about. Okay, so
might as well.
NHL, very interesting season going on right here. To start off, the NHL was in a little bit of financial issues.
Yeah.
So that's why the season didn't start back on December 1st, which was the first starting date. And so they had to ask some players to take some cuts in their payouts right now because like they weren't bringing in enough money. Because first of all, you're not getting the fans, which that's a big part of it.
Huge.
You're just not getting as much revenue as you were when like the normal NHL was going on. And so they had to take cuts in their paycheck to make the season as normal as possible. The divisions, I mean, this is crazy. All the Canadian teams are in the same division.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that.
That's gonna be cool, man. And
electric matchups.
On top of that, you can only play teams in your division. So the North Division, Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Ottawa, Vancouver, and Winnipeg, all Canadian teams, and I think that's going to be probably the most entertaining division.
Who do you got in that division? I'm curious as to what you might think.
I got Vancouver. I got Vancouver
or Toronto.
Yeah, Vancouver or Toronto, and I think Ottawa's going to have a better season than they have. But this is just such a tough division, man. And like Calgary's going to be good, dude. Edmonton's going to be good. Winnipeg's going to be good.
The thing with Edmonton, they have a great first line with McDavid and Draisaitl. They just don't have all the pieces. They don't have all the pieces
Their
to
second line's
do
pretty
well.
good too.
They're not good enough.
Yeah.
Toronto's got too many weapons.
Dude, Toronto's good, man.
Anderson's not bad. I don't mind him.
Anderson's good, man.
I don't mind him at all.
And then we got Ottawa. They just got Murray from Pittsburgh. That's a great pickup. I think he's a very solid goalie.
Great goalie, yeah.
And then Vancouver.
Stanley Cup winner. Yeah, it's a great
Vancouver
pickup.
just got Holtby, man. I mean,
I
think Holtby's going to come back and have a great season after having a pretty
100%.
Pretty bad season last year. I think he's going to come back strong.
Dude, not the worst though. Not the worst season. I can't complain about that.
Yeah.
And then for the East Division, we got the Bruins, the Sabres, Buffalo Sabres, New Jersey Devils, New York Islanders, the Rangers, Philadelphia Flyers, Pittsburgh, Washington. That's a tough division to play in, man. That's a tough division.
That's a stacked division, man.
I feel bad for New Jersey, a team that's trying to have a rebound season.
They're up and coming, dude.
They're given a tough schedule, man.
New Jersey's good, but I just don't see them succeeding in this type of division, man.
The Rangers they should be last in the division, I'm sure.
Islanders are a good team. Pittsburgh's a good team. Washington's obviously a good team. The Flyers, oh my gosh, they're great.
Yeah.
I think Bruins are going to be top. Bruins are going to be top 3 in the division.
They will not be top 1 though.
They're not going to be 1. I think
you play Washington and Pittsburgh enough. Bruins have a tough time against Washington.
Yeah,
Capitals,
they do. I think
no matter what.
I think the top 3 is going to be Philly, Boston, and Washington.
In that order. I'd say Bruins are probably be 3rd.
I'd say Philly, Washington, and then Boston.
And the Bruins have yet to do anything with their defensive squad after they've lost Krug, which is disappointing as a Bruins fan to see that. You lose all that talent, and now you got a bunch of cap space, and you haven't signed anybody yet. I'm surprised.
Dude, I'm surprised. I think they're saving their money on this year.
What do they do? Yeah,
looking forward to their future because they have a lot of guys up and coming in the system, dude.
Yeah.
And then what do we got next? We got the
Central or the West?
We got the West Division. Anaheim, Arizona, Colorado, Los Angeles, Minnesota, San Jose, St. Louis, and Vegas. That's a decent division. I think.
I couldn't even tell you who's coming out of that.
I think the West is the 3rd best division. The Central, I think, is the last, but we'll get to that after. Anaheim, I mean, they're not.
I don't know. The West is pretty bad. I mean, you look at teams like Anaheim's going to be pretty junk this year again.
San Jose. I think the West. I think the West is the worst division.
St. Louis will be pretty good again this year now that they got Krug and a few other guys.
But they also lost Pietrangelo, man. Their captain.
True. And then what's going on in the Central?
Central, we got We got Carolina, Chicago, Columbus, Dallas, Detroit, Florida, Nashville, and Tampa. I think Tampa's the clear choice here. They just have so many weapons.
It's going to be interesting seeing Dallas and Tampa play a bunch this year. That's going to be a great
Dallas.
It's going to be a great
Dallas,
matchup.
after coming off that Stanley Cup run last year, Dallas is a very, very good team. Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn. I mean, come on now.
You get some good experience on there. Sagan going to a couple different cups at this point now.
Sagan already won a cup. He's got that experience.
Jamie Benn, I don't know if anybody saw, but after that cup loss, he was absolutely upset.
He was
and he's going to be out for revenge this year. I like Dallas Stars in the Central.
Jamie Benn wants it. I think,
I like Dallas Stars in the Central.
I think Tampa's going to come out on top. Dallas definitely second, and then
Dallas is up in the top 3, 100%.
And then I think either Columbus or Carolina in that third slot.
I like Columbus.
Yeah, I like Columbus too.
They're
but
good.
Carolina's also good, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyways, for playoffs, they were saying that each division is going to produce one semifinalist, and that's just going to be kind of interesting to see who is going to win.
Yeah, so I got the playoffs right here. So the playoffs, it's 16 teams. Best of 7 playoff format, obviously. Divisional realignment, though. It's going to look different because of that.
Yeah.
And then
bunch of different people.
The top 4 teams from each division will qualify for the playoffs. So that's huge.
Yeah, that helps.
I think that's definitely the best choice to not have the wild cards this year, because that's just stupid, because you can't have that because no teams are playing other teams.
Yeah.
From other divisions. And then so now you got the semifinals, what that's going to look like.
It's going to be interesting.
Known as the conference final, obviously.
You get somebody from the north, somebody from the east, one team from the central, and then one from the west.
Yeah,
as well.
so it's going to be 1 versus 4, and then 2 versus 3.
Yeah.
And I mean, basically that's it. And then you obviously got the cup, the 2 teams that win the conference final series. I mean, pretty much same stuff, just obviously different because the divisions. Playoffs aren't going to look too much different, to be honest. But the huge thing that's coming from all this is only a 56-game season.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It makes each game a little bit more meaningful. You look at like NFL, how they only have 16 games. Everybody watches all 16 games because each game means so much. When you shorten the season, it makes each game a lot more valuable. Yeah. It's going to be fun to watch the NHL this season.
All right, so then on the standpoint of last NHL season, during the bubble series, they conducted 3,300 COVID or 33,000 COVID tests, and 0 positive cases came from that. And I think the NHL is the most prepared for this just because of that stat right there.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They did a great job.
Are they going to be doing kind of like bubbles for each division or whatever?
No.
So they're going to be traveling?
But like...
I like that. No, that's good because, that helps out players and coaches and everything.
Players' families, too. That's huge. They don't want to be away from their families,
That was the big news story in sports when the bubble whole idea was coming out and when the NHL playoffs was going on.
Yep.
These players were getting... just having a really tough time in the bubble, not seeing their family. They're given a bunch of different promises that didn't happen. Hope the NHL makes it right and does a good job with testing and allows these guys to just continue traveling and be with their families throughout the season.
As of right now, the only team to have the balls to allow minimum capacity is the Dallas Stars. I mean, that's huge.
Yep. It's good for them. Texas.
And I think
going ahead with it.
Texas, I love Texas,
makes
but
sense.
I think
Florida would be the next one behind.
I think seeing that more teams are going to start allowing fans, especially down south.
Yeah.
Up north, I think it's going to be a different story, just because
Boston, you might not see any fans this year,
I don't think you're going to see any fans in Boston, which
really stinks.
It really does suck. I mean, you saw the Pats; they said they were going to have fans later on in the year. It never happened. Yeah, I mean, I don't see Boston having any fans this year, which sucks. But who knows? I mean,
might happen.
Who knows? If this COVID thing gets better, if the vaccine comes out available to the public, I mean, who knows what's going to happen?
Hopefully our governor sacks up a little bit and allows some fans, but...
Come on, Baker, you're hearing this, man? No, I'm just kidding. You're definitely not hearing this, but come on, sack up, buddy.
I hope he hears it. Sack up a little bit, man. Anyways, a little bit of a preview for our Thursday rundown. We're gonna go ahead and do another pick'em for. Is it gonna be week 16 for NFL?
Week 16, yes, because this was week 15 this past week. We're gonna have another special guest on that. Hopefully, help us do the pick'em. He's gonna have his picks.
Yep.
And
then hopefully we have some other content coming out. Hoping to make it out to either Main Street or the Cape Cod Mall.
Yeah.
Get some reactions from different people in public. See what they got for maybe Super Bowl picks or whatever. We'll see what we can come up with.
This Friday, this weekend, some point.
But definitely stay tuned on the YouTube channel to see that one.
That's gonna be funny. I think it's gonna be cool to see other people's opinions.
Yep. And then for each podcast, we post the link in the description on the YouTube video to our audio only podcast. So if you guys are trying to listen in the car or while you're falling asleep or something, just take a look in the description. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts now as well as Anchor. So if you go ahead and click the link, that it usually says Anchor, it could bring you straight to Apple Podcast if you're using an Apple device. If not, it'll bring you right to Anchor.com if you're using a Windows device.
Yep.
So for those that are trying to just listen to the audio,
and we'll link all link all our socials in the description of the video too. Again, please give our Twitter a look. I think our Twitters are the best social media account that we have. I mean, we post some great content on our Twitter, and it's just hard to grow a Twitter account. So, I mean, if you have a Twitter account, please drop a follow on that.
Twitter, we're able to just do some casual updates and stuff throughout the weekend and say what we might have for bets or whatever.
And then our Instagram account is growing pretty good. Give that a follow. Our Instagram account is pretty good, honestly.
Just mostly post like when our videos are uploaded.
When our videos are uploaded, and then on our Instagram stories we post like some updates of like things going around. And drop a sub on the video. Give it a like.
Anyways, appreciate the support on the first couple of videos. First one got 300 views, which is way beyond what I thought it might get.
Yeah, I know.
Second one up around 100 at this point. Appreciate that very much. Just hoping to come out with good content. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions, just please go ahead and drop a comment or anything.
Drop a comment. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you want us to talk about. We'll do our research. We'll give you good content. Whatever you guys want to see.
Hopefully, you can get Darren back on, talk about some college basketball.
Yeah.
I just have a tough time with college basketball. It's
very
unpredictable. There's too many teams. It's a lot for me. I'm going to try and get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Not much of a basketball guy to begin with, but
me neither.
We'll get into it a little bit in the upcoming weeks since NFL is going to be ending soon. But anyways, guys, thank you very much for taking a listen again. Hope you guys have a great holiday week, and hope to see you later this week, Thursday, for the rundown. Anything, Sean? You all set?
I'm all set. East Coast Sportscast out. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.